Alcohol and guns. It's a deadly cocktail. You know, a lot of people think they have a high tolerance for alcohol, so therefore they can justify concealing their gun, cleaning their gun, just toying around with their gun, reloading ammunition. We're going to talk about all these things. Unfortunately, on my channel since inception, it's up to 4 now deceased subscribers, one of them from just 2 days ago. That is why I'm doing this video. All of the deceased deaths could have been avoided. I'll tell you the story at the end of what happened a couple of days ago. Let's talk about the deadly cocktail, the mixture of guns and alcohol. Welcome to weaponseducation.com. Had a lot of emails from people who say, oh my gosh, I got a problem, Tom. Last week, I was drinking with a buddy and I did something silly. I had an accidental discharge and all these different situations where the one guy was printing and the police came up to him and he was drunk and he was charged and he was arrested. They all wake up the next day in jail, sober, like, oh my God, my life's over as I know it. Let's try to avoid some of that stuff. And let me jump right in right now to one of the biggest questions that's probably on your mind when it comes to alcohol and guns. Okay? Should you conceal a gun if you're drinking? Now, we know with drinking and driving, let's use that as an analogy. In the United States, each state has a different alcohol limit, blood limit, that you could drive legally. Like in Florida, it's 0.08. But think of, realistically, if you're out, you're just casually drinking, you have 1 beer, 2 beers, and by the way, I like beer. I drink Samuel Adams, Bass Ale. Sometimes, you know, I drink my Michelob Ultra. I have nothing wrong with that, but never when I'm near guns. But you're out there, you're casually drinking, you have 1 beer, you have 2 beers. Do you think you really know, am I at 0.05, 0.07, 0.08? Am I at the limit now? Should I stop? No. Because actually, after each drink, your senses get deteriorated, your alertness, your awareness of your surroundings, everything goes down. So your senses are distorted. Your reaction time is distorted. Should you carry a gun? Even if you're drinking just a little bit, should you conceal your gun? I say no. It's going to cause problems. You know, what's Murphy's Law? You know, this is when you're out there and you're right at the limit. You've only had 3 beers or so, and all of a sudden, some guy comes into wherever you're at. You're sitting legally at a restaurant with your gun, and some guy comes in and robs everyone in the restaurant. They want everyone watches. They want the wallets. They want everything. And then all of a sudden, someone gets shot. Now you pull your gun out, and you shoot the bad guy. You probably save lives, but you're over the legal limit. You're drunk, and you got your gun. You got a world of problems on your hand. That whole crime scene now has changed. Talk about the media having a heyday. The media is going to tear you up. Illegal concealed weapons carrier shoots someone in self-defense, but he was drunk and his senses were not what they should have been, and it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess for you. You can do silly things when you're drinking. Everyone has different ways they act when they're drunk. Some people might pull a gun in an argument and just try to scare someone, brandish the gun. They might just try to scare someone with the gun. Bad idea. Something you would never think of doing when you're totally sober. You might act like a tough guy. You might be a big mouth when you're drinking. You might offend somebody when you're drinking. How about showing a friend your gun? Let's say you're just sitting around in your living room and you and your friend are having a good time. You're drinking, you're at home, you're in the privacy of your own castle, you're home, and you're drunk though. You know, you had 5, 6, 7, 8 beers, maybe a couple shots, do whatever you want in your own home. Hey Johnny, let me show you my new Colt Elite. Oh my gosh, this Delta Elite 10 millimeter. Check out, boom! Oh, geez, Johnny, I'm sorry, I just blew your head off. You don't think it can happen? It happens a lot. It happens a lot. So don't even get near a gun when you're drinking. Don't show your friend a gun. Don't fondle a gun. Don't clean your gun. Talk about an accidental discharge. You know, you might put your finger on the trigger not knowing and just blast the round off and kill someone a half a block away. I'd say I'm a little upset on this video because someone just recently died, and I'll get to that story. What is the definition of an accident, by the way? It's an unforeseen and unplanned event, okay? But could it have been avoided? That's what the law is going to say. If you're drunk, you could have avoided shooting that person, most likely, especially if it's an accident. Know the laws, by the way. If they're totally sober, for instance, can you go into a facility that serves alcohol? In Florida, like if I go into a Chili's, I can go into the restaurant section, but I can't sit at the bar. If I go into a facility that only serves alcohol and no food, it's not legal for me to carry a gun in Florida. So know your laws in your state or wherever you are in the world. Another problem is suicide. People get drunk and they have different ways they deal with life's problems. And they have a different threshold for how they deal with disappointments in life, let's call it. And the last thing we need is someone to have a girlfriend break up or something silly. I've done a number of life advice videos. If you look at my playlist, the first year of my channel, I did a lot of them, and people seem to have enjoyed them. But you know, people have a different threshold for dealing with problems. They get drunk and they're all upset because of something happened, the girlfriend broke up, and they might commit suicide where they would never have otherwise even thought about it if they were totally sober. Separate yourself from guns when you have alcohol in your system. Don't even go near a gun. Don't touch it. It's voodoo to do so. Here's a story of what happened. One of the subs, I'm not going to, don't ask me to name the person or the channel. Don't even ask. The parents contacted me. But they were in the yard shooting. They would shoot a magazine, then drink a beer. Shoot a magazine each, and then drink a beer. And all of a sudden, of course, the gun goes off, and the one friend shoots the other friend in this area in the chest and killed him by accident. You know. Now, of course, the guy's distraught. He killed his friend. He's in jail for manslaughter, being charged with manslaughter, and we got a dead 20-year-old. So please think about this. Throw in your comments. Thank you.